Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Day in the Life of a Minerva student. And in today's video, let me show you guys what it is like to study and live in Seoul, South Korea as a Minerva student. If you haven't done so, check out my first video with the link down below where I talked about my exciting adventure in San Francisco as a Minerva student with friends coming from more than 80 countries around the world. So pretty much after finishing off all final assignments, I wrapped up my first semester in San Francisco by spending a few days traveling around and saying proper goodbyes to the city and my beloved local friends before heading to my next global rotation city, Seoul. Upon arrival to the Incheon Airport in South Korea, I went through mandatory quarantine recommended by the local government. But as Minerva's student life team in Seoul has arranged a special quarantine package for all of the students and even sent us a sweet care package, I was actually able to spend some quality personal time before moving into our new rest hall located in a quiet and cozy neighborhood in Seoul. Coming from a Korean background, my semester in Seoul was quite special. Not only because I was able to reunite with my beloved family members, but I also got to deeply embrace who I am as a Korean by sharing what matters so much to me with friends here at Minerva. And yes, I'm definitely spoiled by all the amazing home meals prepared by my grandma every time that I visited. And I also got to share that taste of home with friends back at the res. And taking a walk with my grandpa around the village, surrounded by nature, is unforgettable. Alright, so much with a recap. Now let's talk about what my day is actually like as a Minerva student in Seoul. Unlike in San Francisco, I only had morning classes this semester in Seoul, which runs from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. between Tuesday to Friday. Here at Minerva, we take classes on our virtual learning environment known as Forum. Check out my last video with the link down below if you're curious to learn more.
Get a higher pay, or the 100 could share the same amount of time.
So today, after having all my morning classes in the cafe nearby the rest hall, I've decided to go grab lunch with friends in a local food market. Though I always knew that I enjoyed Korean food, it wasn't until this semester that I realized that Korean food tastes so much better every time when I'm having them among foreign friends with vibrant facial expressions. There are many cute cafes in Seoul and some with very nice rooftop views of the city. So what I do at the cafes really depends on my priority and mood for that particular day. Today, I've decided to grab some snacks and drink with a friend at a cozy cafe where we study for our pre-class work for the next morning. After my little happy study hour, since I also needed to work on Minerva's year-long civic projects with peers, our group decided to meet up at another nearby cafe all together to boost up our creativity with caffeine. So to provide some context for the civic projects, which is a vital part of Minerva's experiential learning, this semester in Seoul, a group of us work with a civic partner who's an urban development professor at a Korean university. Together, we proposed an action plan on how Seoul's subway system can better support elderly usage in a post-pandemic society. Iterating the steps of individual research and group meetings, and some site visits as well, we were able to successfully finish our deliverable that was presented in the symposium where everyone presented their civic projects at the end of our first year at Minerva. The symposium was open to the entire Minerva community, all of our civic partners, and to the general public. With multiple presentations happening simultaneously at different booths, everyone could just walk around to learn about each of them, ask questions, and also network in a chilled atmosphere. While the symposium is how we sum up our learning in Seoul, Tonight, we welcomed one of the biggest events of the year, the Minerva Festival, where we celebrate Minerva, the Greek goddess of wisdom, as a Minerva community. After enjoying dinner, our entire cohort gathered together to watch performances put together by some of our friends. It always amazes me how talented my friends are and how they were able to prepare such a wonderful show amidst such a busy semester. Even though weekend activities are not a part of my regular daily routine in Seoul, I just really wanted to share some of those memories and highlights with you guys, as weekends are also integral parts of the daily life for Minerva students. So just to name a few, on this day, we visited the Korean Demilitarized Zone that sets apart North and South Korea. It was by deeply immersing ourselves into dynamic real-world contexts and having meaningful conversations with the locals that we were able to build diverse perspectives and real understanding of South Korea and its people as a global resident. And it was also quite fun when a couple of friends and I went to a famous amusement park this other weekend, where a lot of people, including ourselves, tried on the Korean high school uniforms, which is a popular trend among the park visitors. The idea behind this trend is that by putting on high school uniforms, we will be able to enjoy the rides feeling as if we were back into our childhood. We also had a great time posing in front of photo booths that can be found almost everywhere in Seoul. Taking photos at these photo booths have become enormously popular in Korea in recent years, and it made my day by sharing this part of contemporary Korean culture with friends from other parts of the world. Okay, so many fun memories for the weekends. Let's resume back to my day in the life in Seoul. After dinner in Kunkwatria, the weather's nice and warm outside. So I've decided to end my day by going on a little hike with a friend to the mountain nearby to see the night view of the city, which has become my favorite little hobby nowadays. There, we got to meet a new Seoul, one that's full of ceaselessly vibrant lights and never goes to sleep. Reflecting on this semester, I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that there is always more beauty to be found in the things that we've grown too familiar with. And the best way to find it is to embrace it with others that we love and care for. Sharing my heritage as a native Korean with my fellow friends at Minerva had truly taught everyone, including myself, once again what it means to be a global citizen by getting fully exposed to the beauty and diverse context that South Korea had to offer us.